Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm Spiritual Coach Lisa Hop. It is Sunday, June 18th, 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. It is Father's Day. To all the fathers out there, in any way, happy Father's Day to you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me, everyone. If you're new, please be sure to check out my website at lisahop.com. It has all about my upcoming events. I hope to shortly add even more events that will in some way help you navigate this journey of life. For those of you coming back every week, thank you so much. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your support. I appreciate you so much. And that's really the truth. I really, really do. And if you are listening to this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and share. Please feel free to follow me on Instagram. I believe it's Spirit Teacher Lisa Hop or Spiritual Coach Lisa Hop. And I'm also on Facebook under my business page, Spirit Teacher Lisa M. Hop. The topic. Feel very drawn to speak about the teachers in our life. Every relationship that we have has a purpose. And those that are the most impactful on us are our greatest teachers. Now, I am speaking about those relationships that, yes, are family, that are friends. I don't feel it's appropriate to navigate abusive relationships on this podcast. What I'm speaking about is the lessons, the experiences that we all have with our mother, with our father, with our siblings, with our teachers, with our friends, with our coworkers, with our bosses. Those type of relationships that can challenge us. And yes, can put us through the ringer, causing us to have to build up within ourselves forgiveness, understanding, wisdom. Those are the relationships I'm speaking of. Most people are good people, meaning my listeners. And they want to be able to forgive. They want to understand. They want to be happy. They want to know they're loved by those people who brought them into the world, and that they know at the heart of themselves that they tried their best. And it can be difficult because we are born with senses. We are born with emotions and thoughts and perceptions and beliefs. And so it's very easy for a young person, such as ourselves and a young child, to experience someone around us and to assume that we are maybe not lovable, or that we did something wrong, or there's something that we have to fix. And a young child never has to fix anything. They just have to be a child. That's what children come here for. To play, to experience joy, to really be a part of the blessings of life, the simple things, such as ice cream and playing on a playground and having good friends and make-believe. That's really what it's supposed to be about for a child. But sometimes we are put in situations where we have to experience adulthood before our time. And that can be emotional, mental, physical. And it's not fair. There is a purpose to it, for us to make choices about who we are and who we want to be. But it's often veiled. As a child, you don't understand that. And often as an adult, it's hard to put the feelings aside and to understand that we're all here to be our own teachers. For a daughter, a mother, whether she's in her life or not, is her number one role model. She looks to that primary woman for who she wants to be, for strength, for wisdom, for thoughts and perceptions about the world, for habits, for self-esteem, for self-love. Sometimes a mother is so wonderful that it makes it harder on a daughter. She feels the pressure of having to live up to that model. I would imagine it sometimes it's in between, where we see the wonderful gifts and strengths and skills in our mothers. And then the rest of our journey is sorting out who are we? Who are we becoming? Are we an exact model? Or are we just hoping to take on some of what we perceive in a good way? And yes, we may notice that we bring on the weaker parts of our role model because we're used to it, we're witnessing it. It's becoming a part of our everyday habits in life. And as a child, we don't understand that. But as an adult, we can catch it. And any part of you can change if you want to. Any habit you can reprogram. And it's the same with young men and their fathers. Today on Father's Day, there are many dads that are better dads because of their fathers. And there are others today that will struggle because of their fathers. And there are many today that are missing their fathers in a very large way, both male and female. It is important to stand back sometimes and to see what you have learned, what you have become, and to give yourself credit for being the magnificent being that you are. And it's also important to see what you've taken on and what you want to do about it. The one thing that's so important to know is that there is no one that you have to seek approval from except you. And if you are one that is so hard on yourself, a perfectionist, you have to give yourself a break. There is no one on this earth that is more important than you, higher than you, not equal to you. There is an energy in heaven that looks upon you as if you are perfect. Just wonderful, loving energy. Sees the core of who you are, the intentions that you have, even when you wake up and maybe they're not good ones. Still knows inevitably the amazing being that you are, person that you are. And you are loved unconditionally by that energy. And we are taught in this world that we sometimes aren't good enough. Aren't we? Maybe we're taught that by our minister or a priest or a pastor. Maybe we're taught that by our family, a teacher. There are people who are powerful with their words. But honestly, you know at the core of you that you're probably loved. We have a connection to heaven that we often silence, but it whispers. And we know, we just know, but we're afraid to believe it. Because human beings talk to us. And we live in a society where people are emulated and held up, often to be brought back down. But we tend to honor those who are celebrities. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with being a celebrity. They worked hard to get where they are. They deserve all the rewards. And they're people with thoughts and feelings and backgrounds. We tend to emulate those perhaps who are wealthier, whether they treat people well or not. But everyone in heaven is equal in the way they are loved, in the way they are given mercy. Yesterday, there was a birthday parade in Great Britain because of a king. And I love the history of royalty, monarchies. I love a good tiara. I do. I love the pageantry. I love, the music. Even though it was a bit hot, I love seeing the horse-drawn carriages. I love it all. But I am with the wisdom that I have a birthright to be in heaven just as much as a king, a queen, a princess, a duke. We all blend back into that energy after we leave our physical bodies. And we are all loved. And that no king is better than I. At the same time, I don't want them to go away because I love the show. But I know. And it's important to know. Yes, there are leaders in this world that have more responsibility. There are people who passed that have grander reviews because of the life that they led. But you really, honestly, don't have to wait in line behind someone. You are adored just the same, and often much like the prodigal son or daughter. We may give up on the understanding that we're loved. That energy doesn't know any better to give up on us. Just doesn't. And everyone has angels. And everyone has spirit guides. For whatever reason, energy exists. We are energy. Energy is all around us. It responds to us. And in the beginning of creation, we decided to create, to expand, to have experiences, thoughts, emotions. And we're still doing it today. And we choose to do it through our relationships, even though they can become very hard. And it is bruising when it's coming at you at times. When someone is unkind or vicious or fills you with fear. But if you can, step back at a time and look within yourself and see what they have taught you. Give yourself credit for parts of you that wouldn't exist without it. The resilience, the strength, the conviction, and yes, love yourself for the moments where you just want to cry and you feel knocked down. But at that moment, ask for help. Ask for assistance. And it will be there. Don't look for it too hard, because you're blocked seeing it and feeling it. But when we ask for help, it always comes, and it's often there before we ask, because they know we're about to ask. It amazes me. Heaven hears our thoughts before we have them. They really hear them coming, and they respond to them, and they do consider them prayer. You pray when you say help inside. You pray when you are down on your knees and you don't know how you're going to get through the day. When something's knocked you, or it's just a day of struggle, you're heard and you're helped, even if you don't perceive it in a way you wish to perceive it. And I understand. I've been there. I've been there in my bathroom, on my knees, saying to the sky, the room, I can't do it today. I need your help. I've been there where I've perhaps lambasted them a bit. Where you been? I haven't been that way in a while, but I've been there. I've been frustrated. I've been tested. So I understand. I've been there where I've just released tears and cried for help. And it has come. I tend to extend my arm out when my faith is tested. I give them one more shot, one more inch. I ask you to do that, because you will be rewarded. And I don't know why. We have to be tested sometimes. I know it's about growth, though. I know it is. I don't think we'd learn as much if we were just floating around and everything was idyllic and we didn't have those tests of those relationships and events in our lives. I know logically that we're actually creating more and doing more magnificent things because of what we go through. But sure, like anyone, I'd love a day off sometimes, or a year off. And this one might get you. Before you came here, you knew what you wanted to work on. You knew who was going to be your soul group, who would be most likely your mother, your father, your friend. And there are little things that can shift and change, but for the most part, you came with an understanding of what you would go through, And you thought, I got this. It won't be that hard. And then we get here with our physical body and everything bombarding us. And we think there is no way I signed up for this. It's so much easier when you can stand apart in a wonderful energy and plan it out. It's like taking a course. And you had no doubt that you'd get your A. A B is all right. Even a C. And we may not even understand why did I want to work on this, but your soul knows. Your records of yourself knows. Your life. And you will get that understanding one day when you rejoin home of the wise. But for right now, I'd just like to say on this Father's Day, to just, if you will, understand that there is a purpose to everything happening around you. Sometimes people get very annoyed when they hear everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. People want to believe sometimes that sometimes it is bad luck. Or something else, but no. There's a purpose behind everything. Sometimes it's just us attracting it. But it is a lesson. It is a learning tool. I try. In every relationship that's ever crossed my path, to see what was positive. Even if it's just teaching me about who I am. Even if it was very painful or hard. It's so very important to do. And forgiveness is not something that you do once and then you're off the hook. Forgiveness is a lifelong journey. You can think that you've forgiven someone and then a month later you need to forgive them again. A year later, 10 years later. It's ongoing. Because their effect upon you is so deep. But it's worth the work. And most importantly, forgiving yourself. Forgive yourself. Because you deserve it. You deserve to walk around this earth with a lightness of being. And as much as you can, achieve it, not a care in the world. I take life one day at a time, often one moment at a time. When people say to me, aren't you, oh my goodness, aren't you concerned about that? Aren't you worried about that? No, it's not here yet. And when it comes, I'll take it in the moment. There's no higher good and no higher happiness and fear and worry, even stress. But in this world, yes, we can all have stress. Not knowing how things are going to work out, not knowing how we're going to pull it off. Sure. But it's so important to take life one moment at a time. And you'll find you get more time if you do that. And count your blessings and be grateful. Because there's always something to be grateful for, even during the hardest of times. Even if it's just a bite of food. There's something. And understand, again, The people in your life that are your greatest teachers are doing a holy job, a spiritual vocation. They may not understand it consciously, but they are. Take from it what helps you to grow and expand. And as much as you can, leave the rest behind with forgiveness. You don't have to have everyone in your life. You can keep on rolling down your path. But everyone who crosses your path is a holy player. See them for who they are and live your best life. Thank you so much for joining me today. Again, all the dads, have a happy Father's Day. I wish you all well, a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you next time. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share on YouTube. And you're always welcome to make an appointment at lisahop.com. Check it out. There's a schedule appointment tab on every page. Thank you so much. Many blessings.